Hey, we're already live. It's 2 o'clock live. Yes, my song. I got me somebody working on me a ditty. So that way I'll have a little song coming out when I do my 2 o'clock live. Even though the 2 o'clock live I'm singing, they're starting to grow on me. Starting to grow on me a little bit. Hey y'all, it's 2 o'clock live, 2 o'clock with Educator to Trader. We're here for every trading afternoon, seeing what we can see, doing what we can do in order to make some money in the market. That's what we're doing. We're not getting it out of the mud. We're getting it out of the market. Yes, the market's been around a really long time. And for far too long, too many of us have been left out of it, but not any longer. We're here now and we're learning what needs to be done so that we can make money too. All right. I think the biggest thing we have to overcome, though, don't want to get right in it, but let's just get right in it. The biggest thing we need to overcome is greed. Mm, 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 mm. We have to overcome greed. Overcome being greedy, wanting more and more. The stock has done what it's going to do. You got a good amount of profit because you want $5 more, $10 more, $3 more, $100 more. You stay there. Next thing you know, your green trade is now red. So, or money you had, maybe you were up $100, and now because you stayed too long, you only up 20. You gave $80 back. Greed. We have to use our charting and use our prior technical analysis in order to just let us know when enough is enough. Walk away with the profits that you have. Try not to be greedy. We minimize our losses. We, take on our gains. Remember that the market we're in right now has a whole lot of ups and downs, a whole lot of manipulations in it. So there's a lot happening in the market. So if you see, as people say, see green, take green. So you have to be wise. If you believe truly based on technical analysis that your trade has further to go, you don't want to stop it short if you don't have to. But you don't want to let a trade keep running just because you're hoping it keep going up, because it could not go up, or the price, when I say up, the price could not go up and you still hoping for more money, and come to find out there is none, no more. Hey, Bull, how are you over on Instagram? I'm going to share some screens. We're going to talk a little bit today about managing stop losses, an easy way to do stop losses. Well, actually, there's 2 ways to do stop losses. I will discuss both of them when you're doing stop losses. Now, mind you, I am a seller. I'm a seller. So I coach things from the seller standpoint. When you're doing, I will mention the buying type of stuff with your stop losses, but you do want, I'm going to look at it more from the seller perspective. Okay. Well, welcome, Arlissa, Educator to Trader. Let me make sure I'm open. Yep. Educator to Trader. And we're here every afternoon at 2 o'clock for the 2 o'clock live. I'm looking up here so I can see what's going on with my screen, and I can get myself, I can present. Nope, I don't want that to be here. I always have to remember what's on my screen when I get ready to present. Is anybody on here like me who have 1 million tabs open at one time? Not quite 1 million, but 100,000 tabs open all at once. That's me. I usually have a bunch of tabs open, and I leave them open so that I don't forget the stuff I'm supposed to be doing when I come back to it. So I leave them open as reminders. Then what happens at the end of the night when I'm ready to go to bed, I haven't gotten to the thing, and I don't want to close my tab because I don't want to forget I need to do this. So I leave it open for tomorrow. Then I leave my computer I put it to sleep, but I leave stuff open. And then the next day, my computer runs like a slug bug because it's been running all night. Even though it's been asleep, it's still been running, or it's been doing some stuff all night. So when I open it back up, it's like, chugging along. If anybody feels out there that they'd like to bless the Educator to Trader with a new, more powerful laptop, let a sister know. Okay, let's look at stop losses. When you're doing stop losses as a seller, you have 2 things you can do. You can either, and this is not really just for sellers, but in general, you can do stop losses based on money, or you can do stop losses based on support and resistance on the chart. It's better to do it based on support and resistance of the chart, but sometimes you should do it based on money, especially if your consciousness of the money that you have in the trade, if it draws down too far, that's going to really bother you, then you need to set it based on money. All right, I hope that's clear. But let's look at some stuff. So we've got some things open that are now. Let me see if anything's good. Anything is a good one here that we can use for a stop loss. No, that one can. Amazon is ready to close up, baby. How did our XSP go yesterday, y'all? Did anybody do that trade yesterday? If you did, tell me what you did so I can see how it turned out. The price ended up at 451 yesterday, and I really want to say we had 451 as the strike we were selecting yesterday. We did. You can see on the screen right here, we had 449, 450, and we have 451, 452 as the call credit spread. So these trades turned out to be, that would have been a good trade yesterday. Yeah, this one, the 451, 452 call was a little nerve wracking because I had that in my live account too. And it ended up being, we took in $12, I believe, and it ended up being 10 because the price was right at 451. So it ended up costing $10 to get out of that trade. Well, that's how much, the broker keeps. So that trade made a profit of $2, but the other trade made a profit of 12. So overall, for both of these, we made a profit of $14 with $100 of collateral. That's a 14% return on your money. 14% return. We'll take it. We'll take it. So let's put that in the chat. XSP trade from yesterday. That was from, what was yesterday? The 13th. Paid out 14% return on collateral. Is that a C? Nope, that's a D. 14% return on collateral daily. That means one day. You put your $100 out there one day. We can use that same $100 again today and make money with that same $100 today. That's how it works when you're trading it every day. Okay, I was looking at stop losses. I got to find one. I might have to open a trade just so we can put it on, because the ones I see here are not necessarily good options or good ones to do. And you could do it with shares, but we really do options here, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. Hello, Christian Sentence. How are you? Christian Sentence. I think that's what it is. Hey, how are you? If you want to see the screen, though, you're going to have to jump over on YouTube. I'm at YouTube at Educator2Trader. You might have to jump over there to see, so you can see the screen, because I'm sharing my screen over at YouTube or Facebook. Find me on YouTube or Facebook, and you can see the screen. Let's look at it. Okay, so if we were doing a spread for today, let's say I'm looking at XSP again. It's around the time. We'll do the XSP thing on the front side this time. That way I can show you the stop losses part. All right. So if we were picking strikes now, let me see what we would pick. If we were looking for our XSP trade, we're looking before the call now. Usually we look after the call. We might do 450. Let me see what's on the other side. 450 and 453. I don't know if this is going to work for us, because I feel like it's not going to provide enough premiums. But let's do the 451. I'm only doing 451 because the delta is really too high, but I'm doing this one to show you. I'm not saying pick this trade. All right. Anybody who's paying attention, I'm not saying pick this trade. I picked this trade because I want the room. I want to have the room with the money to do a stop loss. Right. That's the reason why I picked that trade. Really, 453 would probably be better, but there's not enough money. 450 and 453 would probably be better, but there's not enough money on those as far as right now for this example. All right. Not for this example. So we're going to look at the XSP. I'm going into the trade that's on XSP. So we're talking about here, in case you just joined me, I'm talking about how do you set stop losses. How would you set stop losses, especially for sold things? We're sellers. So how do you set stop losses for sold things? Well, what you're going to want to do is when you're a seller, you take in premiums and you want the price to go down. Yes, when you're a seller, you take in premiums, you want price to go down. So if you're selling and price starts to go up, that's where you put your stop loss. You put your stop loss at a higher amount than you took in for premiums. So the case of this one we just did, if you see my mouse up here, we received $17 of credit, right? That's how much we received for this trade. If you're looking at a dollar amount, I think you should look at, this is totally my opinion, not trading advice, yada, yada, all the things that go along with that. I'm not a financial planner. Everybody makes their own decisions. I'm just here to help. So we took in $17. One of the things that I do is I will set a 2x or a 3x stop. Okay, I'll do a 2x or a 3x stop. That says that if the price of this trade gets to be 34 cents, 3 is what? 51 cents. If it gets to 51, then I'm going to put that on as a stop loss. 34, 51. So 2x or 3x what you took in premiums. At this point, max loss on this trade is going to be $83. I used $100 of collateral. They gave me $17 in premium. So it will be $83 is what I'm going to have as a max loss. Your stop loss should be, of course, be less than max loss because you don't really want max loss if you can avoid it. So I would do a 2x or 3x of this, at most 51, because 3x would be fine. The reason I kind of stay away from stop losses on spreads, though, if I do them now, I used to not do them at all, but now I do them because a trade can be really fine as far as, proximity. It can still be doing what it's supposed to do. But because it's so close to the strike price, the premiums can be up high. So a good trade can really look like it's financially not good. But again, you'd rather be safe than sorry. What I do is I turn on the stop loss. Sometimes I turn it on, sometimes I keep it in my head. The reason I would hesitate to put them on is, from my understanding, the same algorithm that can see all the other stuff on the internet, the same algorithm that knows that you are on Amazon looking for dish drains, or you're on Amazon looking for microphones, that same algorithm that knows that and knows to send you, ads for microphones all over the internet. Yeah, that same algorithm is also functioning in trading, or something very similar. I won't say it's the same algorithm, but there is an algorithm working in these brokers, right? So from what I was told, which I happen to agree with, when you put in stop losses, the market's algorithm can comb and see the stop losses that are in place. And many times the price will move in the opposite direction or whatever, enough to stop out a bunch of people, right? And then it'll go back the other way. If people got puts on, but they got stop losses up here in the higher price, the price will move up enough to stop out all those people, then it'll drop down. Right? So sometimes I will go ahead and put on my stop loss because I just want to make sure that it's there, especially if it's close hanging around. But sometimes I just keep it in my mind that it's going to be 2x or 3x. But the way that we would go and the way you're going to set this stop loss now, you can do two different things. I'm just going to go with the stop loss, but you're going to select both of the legs that you're doing in this spread, right? And you're going to right click it. You're going to create a closing order. You're going to buy back. It basically says, I'm going to buy this back if it gets to, I'm putting 51. I went with three times the premiums I took in. I took in $17. 17 times 3, I believe it's 51. So I'm saying I'm going to close this, or I'd like the broker to close this if it gets to $51. And I'm going to pay because I sold to open. So I'm going to pay to exit this if it gets to $51. If it gets up there, I'm going to pay. That really only going to cost me, it's going to cost me $34 because they gave me 17 of these dollars. And I'm going to pay the other 34. That's what I'm saying. I'm willing to, if this trade doesn't go my way, I'm willing to walk away from 34 of my dollars versus 83 of my dollars. right? Because if it goes wrong or if it goes through both of my strikes, then I'm going to be at a max loss, which will be $83. I don't want that. So the stop loss is to minimize your losses. We do know that you will take losses in the market. That cannot be avoided. Taking losses is not avoidable. You will take losses, but you want to minimize those. All right. So I picked up both of those, put in 51, which was $17 times 3 is 51. And then I'm going to confirm and send. What that is basically, it was not supposed to do that. What that is basically, I wanted to go back and show you. I should have done the thing. Oh, let me fix this because I need you to see it right. Because I put 51. I probably should have tabbed to make sure, even though I still ended up with money because I cooked in 17. I bought it back for 15, but that's not what we were trying to do. That's not what we were trying to do. Here we go. Good thing we're in the sim. Fill in and pick up so I can show again. Here we go. Let's do over the mulligan. We're doing it again. Okay, so this time we took in $14 in premiums. 3 times that will be what? $42. Yep, I believe that's 42. 3 times 14. Yes, 42. So I'm going to pick these two again. Boom, boom. I'm right clicking. No, I don't want to move to group. Here we go. Create closing order. I'm going to buy back. I'm saying that I will buy it back for 42. I'm tabbing over so it'll at least lock in that 42, saying I will buy it back for $42 if it starts going the wrong way, right? And send. I want to show you what's going on here. The other one didn't want to do right. So it's currently worth, the mark is what it's currently worth. It's currently worth $14. I'm saying if it goes the wrong direction, if it goes higher, what are we doing? Then it's good. It would buy back for $42. I don't know why the sim is acting stupid today, but that's what y'all saw my order. It picked up so fast. Don't know why it picked up so fast. But the whole point. It's when the market on Fridays don't want to act right. The sim don't want to act right. Paper trading don't want to do right. This is when you're working with a spread. You can also do the same thing when you're working with single legs. When you're working with single legs, you can do the same thing. Okay, let's look at this one. This is a good one. Here, let me minimize this field area and close up these things that are going to be distracting. Here we go. I'm looking at the applied trade. The applied trade was selling a put. Okay, this is selling a put. It's a one-legged strategy, right? This is just 100 shares I have, but this is a one-leg strategy selling a put. I took in $75 on this trade. I can say, okay, when you're selling, you want the price to go down. So your stop loss needs to be higher than the price you took in. I can say, okay, 2 times this will be a 1.5. If this goes up to 1.5, I'm just doubling it now. If it goes up to 1.5, take me out. Take me out. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to right click on it. Hopefully this time it will act right. It will act right here. So I'm saying I want, if it goes up to 1.5, $1.50, this needs to lock. Yes, no, I need this lock because now I want to act the fool. There we go. Don't be acting, as the kids say. Right? I'm saying I took in $75 in this selling this put. But and when you're selling, you want price to go down. So if the price goes up to 150 or double what I took in, then I'm going to want to get out of this trade, right? It says 1.5. This is locked. Y'all see that I did it all right. It's all right. It's done all right this time. And then I go up to monitor so I can show you what it's actually doing. This is the working trade. It says that the current price is 0.87.5. So 87.50. I'm saying if it gets up to 150, Lord have mercy. If it gets up to 150, I wanted it to close. I'm not sure what maybe was I hovering over the thing and clicking on the unlock box? Ha la la. I don't know what was making it do that. As I hovered there, yeah. Anyway, the point remains the same. Good, again, good thing we're in the sim. When you sell, you take in a premium. You want the premium to go down so that way you can buy it back for lower, or you can let it expire worthless, like some of these other ones, like this big lots trade. We received $35 for this trade, this selling a put, and it's now worth $2. This can be closed. It's ready. It's closing actually in a week, but it can be closed now. It's actually ready to close because what the current price is $33 less than what I took in. It's at a 92% profit. So it's ready, right? It's ready. Some of these others, though, not so much. I think I have one more over here that's in the negatives. This one here, this open trade, Open Door Technologies, for a covered call, I took in $16. It's worth $98. Now, I don't stop loss or close covered calls, because if those strikes get called away, if those shares get called away, that's fine with me. That's a part of the process for me doing covered calls. When I buy shares for covered calls, I set my strike at a place where I'm fine with taking in my money. And then if it does what it's supposed to do, then I'm real glad to have it, right? Because I set it up that way. That's why I love covered calls and cash secure puts. Covered calls and cash secure puts require like this much watching. So if you're somebody who is really busy and wants to be able to trade, but doesn't have time to watch it during the day, because maybe you got a 9-to-5 or a business or a life, if you're doing anything outside of trading during the day, maybe you're caring for other loved ones, maybe you're doing other things, taking care of children, you don't have time to be sitting in front of your computer watching screens, then you would like cash secure puts and covered calls, because they require, again, this much looking. Very, very little looking at all. Okay, so I told you I was going to show you the way to do stop losses when you're talking about the money, to set it at 2x or 3x, whatever you took in. You can do it that way. But let's say we want to go look at, I'm going to go look at SoFi. Anybody who knows me knows that SoFi is my darling. SoFi is my darling. So if I was saying I'm going to go to the daily chart, and we'll look at SoFi here. If I was going to buy shares or buy an option, right, a call or something, and I knew that the support was down here, I'm going to put me a support line on here. And again, we talk every day. If you need help with how to chart, you need to check one of my videos on YouTube. I've got videos there for that. So let's say you bought shares and you bought them up here, wherever current price is 905. But the stop loss, your bottom or your support is 893, right? Then you're going to want to put on your stop loss based on what the price will be at 893. Now that's going to matter, the delta. That's a lot more involved looking. You have to look at the option chain and see, not the option chain, the option chart, because there's a chart that goes with the option. You got to look at the option chart to see what will the premiums be at the price of 893. And you can put your stop loss on that way. I like being able to do it with the money, because I can, if I took in $15, I know I'm willing to walk away from $30 more or double what I took in. I don't have to go and check a whole bunch of other places and hope I don't make a mistake with that. And I can just look at the amount of money. And then when I put a stop loss on, I need you to have this viewpoint. Some people say, I don't want the stop loss because I don't want it to stop me out of my trade. Well, you do want it to stop you out of a trade that is not going your way. If the trade is not going the way you want it, you do want to get stopped out. And then you can re-enter at a better place. So let's say for the one we just put on, if I was saying stop me out at the $35 or whatever, $51, and if it got there, you want it to shut off so you can go look again at what is a better trade. Right? And your trade might end up being okay, but it might end up not being okay. So you'd rather stop trades that are not going your direction. If they're not going your direction in a short span of time or whatever, then go ahead and turn them off and then put on another trade. You can, regenerate the capital that you released from closing it early, but you'd rather lose, again, I'd rather lose $35 than lose $85. Yes, you would. You'd rather lose $35 than $85. Okay. I'm going to look real quick at what XSP is doing so we can see if y'all want to see maybe getting yourself a trade for this afternoon. Anybody got any questions? I'm asking now. If you got questions, please go ahead. I usually wait till too late in the call to let you ask questions. But if you got some, please put them in the chat and whatever, and we'll talk about them, right? If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, right? If you have thought about it or you'd like to learn more about options trading, the Options 411 for Newbies Bootcamp is starting July 18th and 19th. You can register for that based on the ticker symbol along the bottom. I believe that is scrolling along the bottom. It may be, it may not be. Let me put it in this little chat here. The Options 411 for Newbies 2-day boot camp. Seems like a long title, huh? Is July 18th and the 19th. You can register at Educator2Trader. Nope. Boom, boom. There you go. Should have all my little links here ready for me just to pew. I can just deploy them real quick. Yeah, so we have that coming up. If you're an SPX trader that bought the SPX playbook, but you still not having success with making the strategy work for you, it's the strategy that my community uses every afternoon. If you're having trouble getting that strategy to work for you, then I have a training going on July 22nd at 10 in the morning, where we're going to basically work through the SPX for daily profits strategy. That strategy is based on credit spreads. So if you're a credit spreads trader, that's where we are with that. You can also use it on XSP, and I am going to talk about that while we're in that training as well. But we're using credit spreads as sellers to trade SPX every single day. All right, that's a training. It's coming up on July 22nd. You can also find that one. I think it's called SPX Trading. Got to put a T there. Trading for daily profits. I know that is what's running along at the bottom of the ticker, and you can find that at my website as well. We also have a membership. In the membership, every day we trade together in the mornings. We also, we don't really trade together. I'm going to take that back. We have a pre-market call, and we have an exclusive Telegram where everyone is trading and we're communicating with each other in the Telegram. We do live trading about once a week. When my schedule permits, we do it about once a week. We also have a virtual power hour at the end of the day, and we have live coaching twice a month, first and third Saturday. The community, I think, is the biggest piece of it. All the other things are great too, because once you got the strategy down, you're good. But really, trading is about 75% psychology, 75% mental, and 25% strategy. So once you got the strategy down, it's good. But when we need community. We really are better together, and we do much better together. So the community that's been cultivated in Educator to Trader is second to none. Okay. I'm not even bragging on that. I'm just telling you the truth. YouTube channel, Options 411, SPX Trading, and the membership. Those are 4 areas. Yesterday, I made a post about the trading plan. If you wanted to get the trading plan, yesterday, trading plan for sellers, you can go to that. I hope I typed it right. Yeah, trading plan for sellers. You can go there and grab you a copy of the trading plan creator for sellers. All righty, let's look here. What we got for today for XSP. I'm liking the 450 still, even though we talked about it earlier and I said it was the delta was a little high. You've got 81% chance for probability of out of the money. So that one's pretty good. Let's look on the other side of this chain. We got an hour and a half left in the market. You've got the 452 would be 83% probability of out of the money. So I'm liking both of those, 450 and 452, right? So let's go see if we can, nope, let's go change it to verticals and see. Now you're doing this in your sim. This is 7 cents. I'm going to change it to 8. You're doing this in your sim until you get yourself comfortable. Please don't be like, Miss Arlissa said this is going to be a good trade. No, Miss Arlissa said these look like they might be all right. So take a check, do it in your sim, get to where you're comfortable doing these numbers on your own and selecting these numbers on your own, and you have confidence in them for yourself. Not Miss Arlissa's confidence, but your own confidence. Okay, so I did the vertical 449, 450, and 452, 453. I'm in the sim, so they things pick up kind of fast in the sim. So that's where they are, and we'll look to see if those turn out okay. What those trades are saying is we believe, or we'd like, for price to close between 450 and 452. We want price to close between 450 and 452. That's what that's saying. A put credit spread with 449, 450 says I want price above 450. A call credit spread with 452, 453 says I want price below 452. Says that we believe in the next hour and a half, the price will stay between 450 and 452, right? And we have received, how much money did we receive with those two trades? A total of $16 we took in. We received $16. We leveraged $100 of collateral minus the 16. So our max loss is $84 is your max loss. This is when you're trading as a seller in this short period of time. You're not looking for hundreds of dollars returns when you're a seller, but as we hit them base hits every day, you hit the base hits every day. If you want more than 16, you want 32 or 48, then you need to 58. Then that means you need to do more contracts. Do more contracts, right? You do more contracts. 16, 32, what's that? 58, what's 16? Yeah. You get more, you do more contracts, you pull in more money. When you do more contracts, you leverage more collateral, but you also take in more profits. That's how that goes. Okay, that's the way that goes. I didn't see any questions come up in the chat. I didn't see any questions. All righty. Well, 2 o'clock live. Please be sure to go and subscribe to the channel. Watch all the videos over there. If you have some type of strategy you'd like or something you want us to talk about on 2 o'clock live, send me a message so that way I can add it to our list of things to talk about, because there are more than enough things to talk about every single day. But I'm closer to my time today. I'm 32 minutes. I did good. Yesterday was 45 minutes. It was good too, but I try to stay around 30 minutes. All righty. I want to remind you that we do 2 things in this community. We stay green and we get this money. All right. I'm going to see you all later in the chats and all the social media places. You can find me everywhere. Y'all go follow me all over the place. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye, everyone.